This is the Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Earning your living executing trades from the comfort of your home seems a lot more cool than most 9 to 5 gigs. Trouble is, if you don't know what you're doing, you can wreck your portfolio. But with our trading instructors, BK, Soto, and Mitchell, you'll learn how to day trade the futures market. Streaming daily, 9 to 11 a.m. Free. This is a free trading education channel. The Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge, where everybody is welcome. Get in the chat, ask us questions, learn. And now your instructors. This is BK, Soto, and Mitchell.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. Hope everybody had a great MLK day and a good holiday there and some time off. Markets were closed yesterday, so obviously no live stream, so I hope you didn't miss that too much. But if you're just checking us out, you see on the page here on your screen, you see the legal disclaimer. Please take a second to read that. Just briefly, it tells you, everything we do here is for educational purposes only. No trades or anything we do here is not a trade recommendation in any way, shape, or form. Okay, everything we do here is strictly for educational purposes. So, any trade you decide to take, please take full responsibility for those wins and losses. Okay, so we'll get that legal disclaimer out of the way. And got to do that for the SEC each and every day. So we got that handled. All right, if you're just now joining us, sure do appreciate it. Checking us out. There's, like I said, this is Titan Futures 1 point a day challenge. Okay, where we try to make 1 point a day. I mean, it's straightforward. We try to make 1 point a day and just multiply our contracts as we do that, as we grow. We started the channel about 81 days ago, as far as trading goes, and we started with $1,000 at one contract every $1,000 in the ES market. And we have a 1 point stop and a 1 point profit target. We're up over $3,000 right now, so been very, very successful. That just goes to show you that you can trade with the really tight stops. You just have to be really accurate with your entries. Okay, and you're going to lose some and you're going to win some. So. That's just part of the game, but that's what the 1 point a day challenge is here, and we update every single day at the end of the hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, at the end of the session. We update the spreadsheet with live pictures of the actual trades for the 1 point a day. You always take just the very first trade of the day between Soto and Mitchell. We take their first point, win or lose. That's what we take. They're the newer traders here, so I don't trade mine. We just use theirs, and they've done very, very well. So that's kind of it. Speaking of Soto and Mitchell, there's three. Like I said, there's three traders here. Myself, Soto, and Mitchell, and I think we got Soto on the other line. Soto, you there this morning?
Yeah, buddy. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Soto. Everything good? You have a good MLK day?
Yeah. Yeah. Good MLK
All
day. I got a trade here to go short.
All right.
Want to tell you before it happens. If it gets up there, I'm at a 15.75 to go short.
Is that based on the 835?
That would be based on the 835, correct?
All right. So I'll go ahead and draw that since we're talking about it for everybody. This is an inside bar he's talking about, a hidden zone. And he's going at 75, which is basically right here at the middle of that. Okay, I think that's a good entry at 75 there. So that'd be his entry to go short there, as long as everything stays in the way we'd like it to be. I think it'd be a good trade to the short side.
Yeah, volume looks good. They're hitting the bottom of that zone right now, so we got a double bottom, based on the 855 candles.
Uh-huh.
So let's see if we go a little deeper in.
Yeah, let's kind of watch and see here if they can get us a trade this morning. This will be your first trade of the day?
This will be the first trade of the week. That'll be right.
Yeah, all right. Awesome. All right. So we kind of just be patient and wait for that here. You got any other zones drawn?
Yeah, right below there at 630. The 630 doji.
Yeah.
It's a little more traditional.
Yeah.
It takes a little while, so it's probably not the best zone. Probably the better one is at 555.
Yeah, I like that a little bit better because it definitely pushed through the previous high pretty strong.
Yeah.
I definitely, and it's going to bump up against the bottom of this zone as well. So you can definitely get some. You're definitely gonna, out of the 630 zone. You're going to get some hesitation for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just too much of a strong push not to. So you're definitely going to get some hesitation. If you look to the left of that, candle there at 630, you see a lot of the price action right there to the left, right? So you're definitely going to get some hesitation support there. So it's a good zone still to be drawn. We're kind of overlapping with the 555 zone and that 630, but I'll leave them on there both for time being.
Yeah.
I think they're both pretty good zones still, and we'll just have to kind of watch price how it wants to act when it gets into that area.
Yeah, so I'm going to trade out of that area around 11 and a quarter.
11 and a quarter, okay. Yeah, so he's actually trading out of the 555 zone. 11 and a quarter there. All right. Excellent. You talked to Mitchell yet this morning?
Yesterday I spoke to him. So yeah, he'll be joining us this
He
morning.
will be. All right. Excellent. Yeah. Good deal.
Let's see here. Now, so we got a new zone here at 9 o'clock. What do you think about putting a trade there to go long? Because I think they're going to keep going up a little more.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about catching a little trade to go up?
I think it's a little higher risk because of just from the previous support beneath it, but it has support to the left side with additional candles, showing zones, so I think it could definitely push out. If it's going to push, I think it'll push probably at the top of that at 14.5 or so to the upside if it wants to continue to go up. I'm not opposed to that. I just I'll wait a little bit longer for it, a different trade, but I'm not opposed to it, that being I mean, that's a zone. It qualifies. It's a zone. It's just I just feel like it might be a little bit higher risk, but wouldn't argue with you putting it there if you wanted to trade out of it. Just knowing that it's a higher risk trade, right?
Yeah. I have a shirt that says I only take high risk trades on Fridays.
Hey, so, do you? So it's not Friday.
Yeah, I know. So being Tuesday, I may not take it.
Yeah, it's free for all Friday, man. Just kind of. So there you go. So you kind of got you still have your entry there at 1575.
Yeah, I actually moved it up to 16.
Okay.
Just because
order pending.
Just because the way it looks, but I got it at 16 to go short.
All right. There you go.
And I may put a trade in a 14 flat to go long. Depends on how this candle here closes.
I got you. Okay.
Checked out the news yet?
I have not. Nope.
Okay. Today the impeachment thing starts, but I don't think that really affects us. You play the drums or something?
Yeah, playing the drums, congos there.
The congo, stop it. I wish that I'm not a good, or I can't really skateboard.
Okay.
Like at all. No, seriously, I can't. I've never tried it. My parents never allowed me to skateboard. So literally, I've never really tried it. But I always wanted to, and I wish I was really good because there's been 2 occasions that I could have had like a really good shot at doing something incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, one we were going to we're in Jamaica, and we're gonna visit a camp for kids where they had a ramp, a half pipe,
Uh-huh.
and I guess is that what you call it in skateboarding
Yeah,
also?
yeah. A half pipe, yeah.
Yeah, and so they would teach kids how to skateboard. And the girls were with and like, hey, can you skateboard? And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I've never done it. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that was cool. So yeah. And then when your son bought one, it would have been cool to get and just go down the
I was gonna
escalator.
say, yeah, you should have taken advantage of it right then when we were
But
at the mall there.
yeah, it's like, hey, take out the pen and papers, take some notes, and go down the escalators and then run. But yeah, that would have been an epic fail without
Yeah, that
everyone
could have been bad.
died. What happened is that he died. How? Escalators. Oh man, those things get you every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was trying to skateboard.
He's trying to ride a skateboard down the escalator.
Never
Trying to
done it.
rail grind all the way down.
Yeah, that would have. Is that something you could have done in your prime?
No, man.
Oh,
I wasn't
okay.
stupid like that.
Well, no, I'm saying like, not okay, not that you would have done it, but could you have done it?
Probably a little bit of it, yeah. You talking about the only way to ride down the escalator is kind of like a rail grind down the top of it,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I probably could have done it for probably 4 or 5 feet, but then I'd have been done after that probably.
4 or 5. That's good. Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to know I'm human.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. No,
It's
no
good to know
need
you
to
didn't
say.
do. I'm glad you didn't. You were probably thinking about it at the time, and I'm glad
Oh,
you
I
didn't
thought
act
about
on
it.
it.
I knew I couldn't do it, so I'm not gonna do it. So, just like I would never, especially, I knew you were like concerned for your kid's safety when we went out to McDonald's. I
I
would
wasn't
never put them
concerned.
in any kind of
I know you weren't. I didn't mess
dangerous
with you.
area. Yeah.
I wouldn't let you
So,
go and take him if I'd have thought that.
right. So, let's see here.
Yeah, getting rejection, a little bit of rejection out of the zone there, so we'll see.
What do you think? Or let me tell you what I think. You tell me what you think. What I think.
Okay. I'll definitely tell you what I think about what you think.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to tell you. Tell me first, and then if I agree with you, you're like, well, you just agreed because you told me. So.
Okay. But that's not what I would have said, but go ahead, man. Tell me what you think.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, we got the suns real close to each other,
Uh-huh.
so volume is decreasing. If we don't get picked up here, I'm gonna put a trade to go long at 14 flat.
Okay.
But if we don't get picked up soon, or if we don't get picked up something here, 16 to go short, then we become a sideways market.
Yeah,
I
mean,
guess I guess you can argue we're in the sideways market now.
we are in the sideways market. There's no argument about it. I mean, we're in a sideways market.
We
I
are.
understand what you're talking about as far as kind of a
Yeah.
launch point out of that sideways
Yeah.
market. Where would that be at? And from a long standpoint, I see what you're saying, and from a short standpoint, I see what you're saying. Even if we were to go short at 15, 16, we're still going to be in a sideways market, you know.
Right.
So, but at least you're catching it at the top, you know, towards the
Right.
top of that, you know. So that's usually I wouldn't argue with a trade there. I mean, I've actually got an order sitting at 15.75 myself, but
16 cent. What was the price on that?
15.75. So
15.75. Gotcha.
I got an order sitting there right now, knowing that it probably might go up a little bit higher to those 3 weeks to the high at Route 16, but I guarantee myself into the position at 15.75. So,
Yeah.
so I'm sitting there right now, but I might move because it just keeps going back and forth. We're not making any big moves out of here, and I don't want to get caught on a flash. So
Right.
I might end up moving out of that position. Or I'm going to
Order
kill that
canceled.
position, actually. And but yeah, so that would be the short side up there would be to come back down into that sideways market even more. But for you to launch out of this sideways market at 14 flat would be an okay trade there if you can get a bounce out of that. If it's not going to be deeper, but there's no way no matter how you look at it, you're in a sideways market right now.
Right.
So you're
Right.
just trying to catch it, the upper part of that sideways market to catch a support and push out of that. So I see what you're saying there, but I'm just going to wait until we kind of probably at this point push through the open since we're not getting any real traction one way or the other right now.
Yeah.
But so we'll just kind of watch it and see. But I'm probably not going to pull a trade in here, being the first trade of the week.
Yeah.
Gonna wait for it to get a little more defined and a little more pretty, I guess you could say.
Okay. Yeah.
You still looking, man. Make the trade, dude.
Yeah. I'm looking at a zone a little higher in case it does go a little higher. Um,
I've got an hourly zone starting at 17 and a quarter.
okay. On the 5 minutes, I got the 20 o'clock, 2800 hour candle there.
Yeah, that's up in the hourly time zone as well. Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm switching to the hourly to check that out real quick.
Yeah, because that's at 2250 is where that hourly starts. At 22, at 24 would be the high of that hourly that you're talking about with the at the 2000 candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any trade right through there is a good trade.
Okay. So I went down to Miami
Oh, you did?
this weekend. Yeah.
All right. Who'd you do that with?
It was my mom.
She came, oh, that's cool. Well, no, that's cool. She came and got you.
Yeah. It wasn't a good weekend, but
Oh,
it was good to know. But it was good to go to Miami.
Okay. I'm sorry it wasn't a good weekend then, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. But besides that,
What was the purpose of going to Miami?
talk.
Oh, just to talk. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Was Dad there or something?
No, Dad was not there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That just seems like an odd place just to go talk, I guess, unless you were visiting somewhere particular or whatever. But
Yeah. Well, she does not like Alabama apparently, but
yeah.
anyways, so
But didn't your
yeah.
dad have a clinic in Birmingham for a long time?
No, never in Birmingham.
Oh, I thought he had one in Birmingham.
No. No, I did rotations in Birmingham.
Right, I know you did, but I thought he also had a clinic in Birmingham. Okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
so okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Miami.
But dude, I did have a good time out in the Miami streets.
South Beach? Did you go south? Was it in South Beach?
I went to South Beach and I went to Hollywood. We landed in Hollywood, a little north of Hollywood, and then I went to South Beach.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. The food, I ate so much food. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's good, man. How long were y'all there for? Just for a couple nights?
Just 2 nights.
2 nights, okay.
Yeah, I texted you because I wasn't sure if I was going to be back by Monday.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, I remember seeing that text. You weren't sure. I figured you were off gallivanting somewhere around the world.
Yeah. But, so went there, and, saw a couple people, and that was fun.
Meet up with some old friends or anything?
I just knew some, like, I wouldn't call them, like, friends, like, my friends, but, like, I knew them, like, they take care of the, condo, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're pretty cool group of people.
That's cool. Cool.
We're almost here at the open. I'm going to remove my trades for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we're staying inside this 4-tick range right here for right now. So this whole 5-minute candle's been inside this 4-tick range.
Yeah.
So we're 10 minutes from the open roughly, so we'll just kind of hang out and watch.
Yeah, I gotta be patient now. But that's good though. So I see the hourly so you found up there.
Yeah.
So I got that ready to rock. It starts at 22.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That'll be it. That encompasses the 5 minute there, the 2000 candle that you have, right?
Yep. Correct.
So that'd be a good place to trade right there at the bottom of that, around
Yep.
23 even.
Yeah. I went deep sea fishing.
You did?
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you do that with?
Just the guys.
From the condo or whatever?
Yeah, I know nothing. I need to tell you this, and I know you're going to be very disappointed. Believe it or not, despite popular belief that I was born in a small town, a small village outside the capital of Costa Rica, and born near two oceans of bodies of water. Unfortunately,
my natural man, just
unfortunately, my hunting skills, which includes my fishing skills, are not quite there. So
not there yet, huh?
Yeah, but we did have a great time.
Well, there you go.
We did catch some stuff, but like it was mostly them doing the work, setting up the hooks and all that. What it is I've always had a fear of the hook getting into my skin. I've read too many reports about that, so anyways, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you had fun, man.
Yeah.
Mitch would be proud of you.
Yeah. I don't know if I told him. I spoke to him yesterday. I told him I went down to Miami. I forgot if I told him I went deep sea fishing or not. Yeah, but it was good. So, by the way, I know nothing about fish. Just so you know.
Oh, that's all right. Nothing wrong.
Like, oh, what is that? A fish? That will be correct. Yes, sir. Yes, master. Oh, okay. Is that something we keep? No, we throw back. Okay. That's good. That's good.
Did y'all catch and keep or just catch and release?
We catch and release.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was fun though.
It's always fun just to be out in the ocean, man. I think it's I just like being out in the ocean on a boat.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's what I enjoy, just the company and just being out there and getting away and having a cold one and a cigar.
Oh, yeah.
So, I was smoking a Dominican cigar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, actually. They're very smooth.
Okay.
I really believe they're better than the Cubans. I think Cubans are... Yeah, I think Cubans, to me, the Cubans I think are overrated just because,
Yeah.
Alright. Anyways, Mitchell's ready.
Oh, is he? All right.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll have some conversation about that, so let me go ahead and bring him in.
We're going to get him in here.
All right, hold on.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
Hey, man?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Mitchell.
What's up, Shadow?
Mitchell, I know we spoke this weekend, but did I tell you I went deep sea fishing Saturday?
You did not. How was it?
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Did you catch anything?
We did catch some stuff, yeah.
Oh, what'd you catch, Soto?
I knew I was gonna ask. It starts with a T, I think.
Triggerfish?
No, I think I saw a tuna. It starts with a T. Tuna.
This time of year, it's probably a tarpon.
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah, so you weren't really deep sea fishing. You were more like trolling coastline?
When I caught that one you're talking about, we were pretty close to the coast.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're
we
fun. They
started
bite like
there.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So when I was catching it, I thought I had a shark.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tired. I was like, let's call it, guys. Just call it. This guy won. They're like, no, keep going. No. This guy won. He deserves to live. But no, I got it in, and I was like, that's not a shark. It was pretty big, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, big silver fish with a funny looking mouth.
Yeah, it's very, like a diamond mouth.
Yeah, like a hinge. It's got a big hinge on the bottom.
Yeah. So that was fun, and then we went, after a while, then we went a little deeper. So
were you all bottom fishing when you went deeper, or were you trolling? Like, did you have the lines out and you kept moving?
We had the lines out and we're moving.
Okay, so y'all were trying, like, down there, you're probably looking for, like, billfish, wahoo, mahi-mahi, that kind of stuff?
Very good question, yeah.
Yep.
Good observation.
No, Miami's a good spot. Miami Key West, good spot for to catch that type of fish because you don't have to go that far offshore. Like if you're in the Gulf, you've got to go probably 90, 95 miles to get into the blue water to where you can catch that kind of fish. The water stays green until you get that far out, and you can occasionally catch them, but which is weird. Like if you fish Louisiana, Texas, you only have to go like 40 to 50 miles out and you get into the blue water. But our little Gulf Coast area, you got to go pretty good ways out to where you can get that kind of fish.
Yeah.
We took my cousin one time, and he was sitting on the back of the boat, like panicking because he couldn't see land anymore. And in my typical dad fashion, he turned around and said, "Don't worry, Ryan, you can't swim in from here anyway."
That's true. That's true. Yeah, your dad told me the story about that, and now he said that if you guys go, like you said, down to New Orleans, you only had to go 25 miles in compared to where you guys were. Something like that, yeah.
You had to punch it. We, of course, leave way early and not come back till way late, but
yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like obsessed with it. Like I was, Dad and I would get burnt out pretty quick, and then we'd just go in. My uncle, man, he'd stay out there. I think he would stay out there until, he lost his job, everything. I mean, he just gets obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's wild there.
Did Dad tell you all about we had all the fish we had caught one summer. We put it in the freezer at our condo on the bay, and our neighbor sold her condo. Well, Gulf Power came to shut the power off.
Yes.
And they thought they were turning the neighbors off, and they turned ours off.
Yes.
And we came back in, and I've never in my life smelled death like that before. It was terrible. My dad and I would clean the freezer out and go vomit, clean the freezer out, go vomit. I bet he threw up 6 times. He's very sensitive to smells.
Yeah.
I should just take a chunk of that freezer and just buy a new one.
Yeah, did you guys end up buying a new one?
It was one of those Sub-Zero built-in, like, massive refrigerator freezers. Anyway, it was like $21,000.
We'll clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, so he ended up calling Gulf Power, and no joke, they bought us, and they replaced it.
I would think they would, yeah, I would think they would.
And this is kind of a funny story. So we asked them, hey, do you want this one? And they're like, what are we going to do with it? Y'all can just throw it away. So, of course, in other typical dad fashion, we kept it and took it to the barn, and he just used it for his beer for like 5 or 6 years. And we finally got the smell out of it, and it's now built into my house in Huntsville.
Oh, nice.
My wife's like in love with it. She has no idea that.
Oh, yeah. And she can never know, because if you know, then she'll start smelling the fish.
At one time, it was just completely unbearable.
That's awesome.
It was terrible. That was awful.
Yeah, I remember that story. That's good. Yeah.
It was awful.
Okay.
But yeah, my dad loves to eat fish. I don't like it as much as he does, really, but man, he can eat fish every day.
Not me, man. I have no
desire
for any of that.
It's the smell, man. It just, it really is the smell and the taste. I mean, I just don't like it. It's not me.
I like it.
I figured you do.
Love
I
it.
mean, there's some fish, like a good whitefish that is cooked so hard that it's almost like jerky. I can eat that, but I don't want it real fishy. But I like sushi. I don't know how that works out.
Yeah. Oh, I love sushi. That's good. Yeah, we need to all go deep sea fishing, especially with your dad.
I was an all-time captain, and Dad, he was more just a navigator slash comment on everything that I was doing incorrectly, but always made me drive. It was fun. I do miss that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the action of fishing, more so just the camaraderie of doing that kind of stuff. You always have a story or something fun happen, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Our boat was really fast, so it was cool because everyone else would have to leave at like 3 in the morning, and we could leave about 6, catch up to them.
Dang, that's a pretty fast boat, man.
Yeah, well, it was for what it was. It was a Donzi center console, but I mean, it would do with my dad, myself, a couple other people. I mean, it would hold about 55 knots, which is 62, 63 miles an hour GPS speed, and comfortably hold that. And like my uncle's boats and all, they would only do maybe 35, 40 miles an hour. So yeah, we could double their speed. They hated having to follow us if we went together because our boat, they were designed. It was like an offshore like tournament fishing boat, so it's designed to go fast to get out there to where it's going to fish and then come back in. Well, it literally would not go slow. So like at 30 miles an hour, we're just getting washed by the waves and stuff. It's bogging. It's not on plane yet. So it was good and bad. It was cool if you wanted to run out there and real fast and fish, turn around and come back in. But if you were out with a big group, you couldn't ride with everybody. You had to, like, by the time that boat got on plane, it was already running 45, 50 miles an hour. And you had to be out in front of everyone. So I guess it was a double-edged sword. But Dad, of course, had to have something fast when he went to look for a boat. He found this one in Central Florida or something, and we went and picked it up. Had no idea how to drive it, what it was. And we'd always had ski boats, lake boats, but
he bought it from this company from Colombia that did a lot of traveling down Central America.
It was that kind of boat. It was that kind of boat, but it was a fishing style. But that brand.
Yeah. Hey guys, just to let you know, I know it's the open, but I'm looking for a trader to go short at 23 and a quarter.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's been an hourly time frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
$23.25. My man's gonna risk it on the open.
Yeah. Well,
And I just got picked
now,
up.
so
I'm in now.
hopefully it rejects now with that little
Yeah,
spike.
let's see it. There it is.
Probably because the way it spiked up on you, it'll probably drop
Yep,
down.
just got it.
Good
Just
job.
got it.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
He's like, oh, there it is now. Yep, I just got my 1 point, and then it came back and took me out of take profit from my runner.
That was on the ES or MES?
That's the ES. Echo Sierra.
Good job.
Oh, don't call me the Tuesday point maker at 8:33 for nothing.
All right, I didn't think so. That's good.
You over your sickness, BK?
Yeah, man, I'm over for the most part. I'm definitely on the men to the upside, so that's good. Yeah.
My assistant here was telling me that her kids go to school in Hartselle, and there's 17 kids in her. She has twin boys. There's 17 kids in her son's class, and 14 are all out, including her kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, at what point do they just shut the school down for like an epidemic? You know?
Yeah. I mean, there is a threshold here. I don't know that they do that. I just don't know what it is. Because we were close to that last year, I think, here at my kids' school. Towards almost enough kids were gone that they shut the whole thing down. They have to go through a whole cleaning process of the school and do all kind of stuff.
We sell that product that they use to clean the schools with. Yeah. They go sterilize it with. We do it in football locker rooms. Typically, we sterilize those all the time, but occasionally we'll get an order for, like, if they have like a flu outbreak or something like that. We've sent some to Tennessee lately, but most of the time we just do football locker rooms.
Yeah.
Go in there and sterilize them for staff and MRSA and all that.
Gotcha.
Wait, who's we?
Our company, we have a product. Well, we don't actually have it. We distribute it, but it's out of North Carolina, and that's what it does.
Okay.
So we just supply it, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
I mean, we do all the meetings and like the sales pitch and all that. We don't actually apply it. Another team we hire comes in and applies it, but we go sell them on it.
Cool. Okay.
We treated Clemson's locker room 3 years ago.
Oh, didn't you meet the some owner of some NASCAR in their private jet? To put it on their private jet for when he carries the drivers around.
Yeah, Rick Henry.
Yeah. Cool.
That was we went and saw his like private car collection, and I was amazed, like truly mind blowing, unbelievable. I can't. He has every model of Corvette ever made.
Does he really?
So, yeah, every single one of them. He has, like, if 1953, if that's when they started, if there was 2 models, he has both of those. 54, there were 3 models, he has all 3 of those, and it just keeps tearing up. And he had hundreds and hundreds of cars in this warehouse. And there was a red Ferrari that looked like he used it for a go-kart, and we were just kind of picking about it. The guy giving us the tour was like, yeah, Rick and his 10-year-old grandson drift around the parking lot in this twice a week. It's like their fun thing to do. He's going to tear it all to pieces. But I mean, the fender wells were all scratched up. The wheels had been curb rashed. I mean, you could tell that it had just been tortured. $250,000 car. But yeah, we treat it as jets because he flies the pit crews when they leave the races, and they're like real nasty and all, you know?
Right.
So it keeps it from molding and mildewing and stinking and getting any kind of virus or bacteria.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It was a neat experience, I have to say. I'm not a huge NASCAR fan, but it was cool. I mean, I am when it's Talladega. Like, I like to go to Talladega. That's fine. But I don't follow the races. I couldn't tell you who's in the points, whatever that means.
Right.
Have you ever gone to Talladega, Santa?
I have a few times actually. With my fraternity, we all dressed up like, Talladega. Yeah, it was fun. We didn't stay for the whole thing, but it was fun.
I'll tell you what's more fun than that. It's really, really cool, and y'all should try to go. You should all try to go, but once a year, the Formula One comes to Barber in Birmingham. Formula One race cars, and it is an experience.
I love Formula One.
Yeah, you think NASCAR is intense until one of those things come by.
Yeah. My nephew used to work for Barber Motorsports there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Austin.
Austin? Yeah.
I mean, because he's real big into motorcycles and breaking them down and rebuild them and sell them off and all that kind of stuff. But he worked at Barber there for a while, and he talked about how intense it was when they would come in.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd like it. I really was like, oh yeah, I'll go. It'll be okay. But and it was like, whoa. You can feel that in your chest when it comes by.
That's really cool. Yeah, they got a little museum, they got a bunch of motorcycles and everything. It's really cool.
It's cool.
I like, is it called Formula One Street Race?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Not Street Race, what's it called? And, Mark, gosh, what country we're in? Hold on. Montesano? No, that's Huntsville. Anyways, there's a country near Italy we were at, and it did a straight race of like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, where they actually go through the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that. I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 races a year that they do that. Yeah, that's pretty intense too.
Don't they do that in Indianapolis?
They do. Yeah.
I like that. That's cool. I like that. That's my favorite.
There's a big motorcycle race in Ireland called the Isle of Man. It is intense. Like 10, 12 people every year die. I mean, it's insane. They average like 170 miles an hour, top speeds of well over 200. It's really hilly, so when they hit the hills, I mean, they're like flying. They'll carry for 20 yards in the air on street bikes. But you can watch it on YouTube. Just type in Isle of Man competition, and it is insane. But I'd like to go see that. I don't want to see anyone crash, but I would like to go to watch that.
Yeah.
Hundreds of bikes, start the race, and only a few finish.
That's awesome.
I thought when I was younger that I wanted to get into that kind of stuff, but my dad drew the line at motorcycles that went on the road. That was it. I got one on a Tuesday, and he told me it or me had to be gone by Friday. So motorcycle left. It was not worth that.
Yeah.
Which I understand now. There's no way you could pay me to get on one on the open road. It's just too dangerous.
Yeah.
Other people, not necessarily you, but other people, man. It's creamy.
Yeah.
My cousins all had them, so I thought I wanted one. I'm thinking of my next trade, just to let you guys know. Now, I'm on the micro, but I'm looking at about 1550, 33, 1550.
Yeah, that's kind of where the zone's at 920.
Yeah.
And I thought about front running it, but the front run has already technically been touched. So I'm going to move it down a couple ticks and get into the V-Pucks.
Yeah. That's good.
So I have a really good friend that lives around the area, and he's been hunting this massive deer all year, apparently. Biggest deer he's ever seen, period. They have cameras that take pictures of them when they walk by. That's how he knows it's there. He found out, he called me last night, he found out that it was actually his buddy, and it was his buddy's mounted deer. And every 3 or 4 days, his buddy would walk into the woods and just stick the front part of the head and horns into the camera. And then get back in his truck and drive off. And he's been hunting this thing all year.
That's awesome.
Gosh, that's funny.
It was a mounted deer.
Oh, I bet that's a disappointment big time.
I couldn't even contain myself. I was laughing so hard. I was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I like that. That's funny.
Good morning, LJ. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, LJ?
Just kind of hanging out, waiting on some trades here. So, just being
Yeah.
patient.
Hey, what was the fish called? You said it started with a T?
Tarpon.
Are they good to eat?
Yeah, pretty good to eat.
Son of a gun.
Did you throw it back?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it may not have been. It may have been too big. So tarpon's weird. They have to be like medium sized to be able to keep. So if they're too small, you have to throw them back, and if they're too big, you have to throw them back. So there's only like a small threshold where you can keep them.
Gotcha.
It's like a redfish. It's the same way. You catch a really big redfish, you have to throw it back. You have to keep it.
Gotcha. Yeah, we need to go deep sea fishing together.
Well, my dad didn't realize all the fish rules the first time we went, and we came back in. My uncle lectured us on the fact that we had like $20,000 worth of fines in our boat. Because it's a pile, so like a tarpon, I don't know, I'm just making this up, but say for instance, the fine is $1,000. Well, the next fish is $1,000 plus $1,000 for the first fish, and so it rolls, like it keeps adding and adding, so it can get out of really, really quick.
Yeah. I didn't drive in Miami, but I think I've maybe already told you the story. I was up in San Francisco, and I usually use public transportation there, but I rented a car, and I was with a friend who is not just a doctor, but a surgeon, and another friend who's an attorney. So keep that in mind. So we're driving, and I had to go buy some shoes. I didn't pack any tennis shoes, and we're going to go hike. So we parked the car not too far from the hotel on the street. And there was other cars parked on the street too. And there were some signs. Well, I read the sign, but just to be safe, I asked my friends to also read the sign. All of us agreed, we read the sign, and we agreed that it was okay to park there. We go inside, I get the shoes, we're walking back out, and I see a car that looks like the rental that I got being towed away. And I take my phone, my keys out, and I unlock it, and it was clearly my car. So we had to go get it. And, well, we decided to walk for some reason, which is cool. Unfortunately, between where we had to go and get the car rental, it was like real sketchy areas where like there was needles on the ground everywhere from like drug use, I'm guessing. And yeah, a lot of weird stuff. But anyways, we got to the car place, and I've been told before, like not by my, not my fault. It was just places where I parked, and it was usually like $200, It was close to $600 to get my car. I was like, you can't have nothing. You can't have a little parked car illegally.
I'm totally, bro.
That's crazy though. Why would they charge so much? Like, what if you don't have the money?
Well, that's their point.
What, they keep the car?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, they're going to keep it. They're not just going to give it to you. I mean, they're going to keep it.
That's how
They're
that
going to pay
works.
for it, yeah.
It's kind of like they have a lien on the car. You either pay it off or over a certain amount of time, they can actually
They can
file to own the car.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm going to be fighting for justice on that.
Oh, yeah.
Back to my feet. Are you guys doing any trades here?
I'm
Not
looking,
until it's up to 23 and
yeah,
a
I'm
half.
looking at about 23 even. I'm probably going to look around 23 even.
Okay. Good morning, Paul. Just to do a recap, guys, we already took a trade this morning. I went short at 23 and a quarter, got my one tick of heat, and then I got my point, and then the remaining contracts got profit at one tick, taken out at one tick profit there. and that was at the Open at 9:35. We have not only a zone, there are 5 minute Kansas zone, but also an hourly zone that I believe that BK has drawn up there. His yellow, the yellow hourly for him. And I'm about to post my trade on Discord. We have like the weirdest noises in the background with you guys. We have.
You can hear everything, can't you?
Yeah. We can hear BK play the drums, trucks in the background. I got Longhorns over here. I don't think you guys can hear them, right?
No, I haven't heard them.
Yeah. Well, they're not out this morning, but.
What do you do with those? They just have them for like decoration?
I haven't asked, but once I get back on my feet, I'm gonna. You said they're not good to eat.
No, they're not like a cow. If you're raising meat cows, it's not like a meat cow.
Okay.
It's still a cow. You can still eat it, but
it's not good. Like
an Angus or a Charolais or all that's gonna be better.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask them if we can kill one and then eat it, but
Pretty sure they're pets. Yeah, pretty sure they're pets. Plus, you don't want to eat a full-grown cow anyway.
I don't know. Do I look like a cowologist? I don't know.
You want like an 18-month-old cow.
Oh, really? That's it?
6 months to 18 months, something like that.
That'd be cool.
I mean, the big cows like that, they typically just make into like hamburger and stuff like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, unless it's like one of those fancy Japanese ones.
Oh, man, those are great.
I don't get a lot of that, so I'll take your word for it.
They got a place down in San Diego. They got some good meat over there.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some before, and it is good, but...
It is expensive.
What's that, Kobe?
Kobe and Wagyu or whatever?
Yeah, Wagyu. Yeah, there's another one that I think is a little better than Kobe, right?
Wagyu.
Yeah, Wagyu, yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that the cow is massaged every day.
Yeah, at this point, the cow has led a life than we do.
They don't even let it stand up on its legs. In some cases, they support the weight of the cow with this stirrup thing. And I watched a documentary on it on Netflix, and then they also this is sick, but they surgically put a hole in the side of the cow at its stomach, right? And so they let the cow eat the food and process the food, digest it, and get all the nutrients out of it. And they reach in there with a big glove and pull it all out, so the cow never
has to work.
Okay, so let's put it that way.
Really? Oh my gosh, I didn't know all that.
The system, yeah.
I tell you what, it's pretty good taste cow.
That's just messed up, man. I'm good with just some standards.
Yeah, dude, just
Yeah, the price is a little crazy. Steven and his wife were down in San Diego not too long ago. Actually, it's probably been a year now, but they ate some of that, and he was so excited. He was calling me, he was like, "This is so good." I was like, "I told you it was good. It was so expensive, but we didn't have to pay." I'm like, "I know, that's great."
They sell it at the Star Market in Huntsville. It's $89 a pound.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Had I known that, I would have been broke.
Yeah, $90 a pound. That's needless to say, I've never bought any.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's insane.
But you know what? I don't put a price on my friends. So if I have friends over, we're having steak.
Yeah, we are too.
I got this at Walmart, boys. We're gonna have a good.
You put some seasoning on it, and I can convince you it may be possible Wagyu.
That's funny. Tuscaloosa did not have where. So remember, I'm not from Tuscaloosa, right? But I went to see my friends there, Steven and them, and he apparently does not know where to shop. And I'm assuming there's not a good place to go buy meat. So he buys his meat. He was super excited. He's like, yeah, I got some ribeyes and all that. I'm like, okay, we could have waited and we could have gone together and I could pick them out. But no big deal. Thanks for doing it. Yeah, they weren't that good.
Well, and Tuscaloosa didn't have a meat market. I think they do now, but when I was there, they did.
Okay, well, this is like 4 years ago, so
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have a meat market.
No, you would think, but they didn't.
Speaking of food, the highest S2D places came out. In Alabama, Montgomery is number 1, and Birmingham, I think, is number 2.
Of the what?
STDs.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, Montgomery's always in the lead there.
Yeah, I did not know that. Yeah. Interesting.
It's always in the lead.
But speaking of college towns, FSU, Florida State University, it's in the top 100.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. You know it's not good when you first get there. I was doing a college tour with my friend. I had a bunch of people that went there, so I was kind of having a good time. And I was a little high school kid. I go over there, and the first thing they said to me is, "There's no strip clubs here." I'm like, "What? Why? Why are you telling me this?" He was like, "Yes, so you know." I'm like, "Okay," because it's the capital, and apparently in Florida, the capital, they didn't want to have any strip clubs. But it's not. It was a fun fact that I learned.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's. I'm pretty sure if you go to school there, your chances of getting an STD are pretty high. So, just the whole place feels like that.
I've never been a big fan of Tallahassee.
No, I don't like Tallahassee. I do appreciate the school. I think they got a good school. And they just had a new medical school back in the day. This is about 11 years ago, but actually more than that, 15 years ago or so. But no, not a fan.
It's cold, boys.
Number cool?
Yeah, my office doesn't have heat right now, so done. I do have heat, but it sounds like a 1965 Pratt Whitney radio engine on an airplane cranking up. So
that's great.
I can't run it. The sacrifices I make for the channel. I'm in here blowing steam out of my mouth.
Stop it. That's awesome. All right, I posted my my point on the Discord. Those charts, by the way, it's on the hourly chart. So if it looks a little different, it's because it's on the hourly. You know, when you get to my level, that's what we do. We don't mess with 5-minute stuff anymore. And then right, BK?
That's it. No reason to mess with that stuff.
No. Speaking of that, did you guys go into that trade?
I haven't yet, no.
It hasn't gotten there yet, so.
Oh, okay, all right.
Are you watching your charts?
I'm briefly watching it. I was just I was posting some stuff, so. But it's in the hourly area, but it hasn't come into the 5-minute area.
I swear, iPhones are like listening to conversations. We have been talking about steak, and I get on Facebook, and all of a sudden, like, there's 4 steak recipes. Where to get good steak?
I'm telling you, man.
It's creepy.
They're listening, bro.
I'm looking at it because it's interesting.
LJ and Paul, do you guys have any trades this morning?
saw one of those Roush Raptors on 65 the other day, BK.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Thought about you.
Yeah. Nice looking.
You don't see those very often.
No, not as often. No. Yeah. They're nice, man. I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Back in your young days.
Yeah, back in the day, a few years back.
Back when you're a young man.
Young guy, yep.
Yeah.
Just a whippersnapper.
Yeah. Just getting out on the road for the first time. You're 45. Little BK.
I went to New Orleans this weekend.
Okay. New Orleans. How was it?
It was good. We had to go down there from Madeline, had to deliver a drone to the Stennis Space Center. It's like 40 miles from New Orleans, so we just went to New Orleans to make it a weekend.
Oh, nice.
Cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, nice.
Good.
Game.
Yeah.
You can't beat the food.
No, I can't.
Order pending.
That's cool though.
She had never been, so
Yeah. Oh, okay.
she got introduced to Sin City of the South.
Yeah. Alright. Are you guys looking for a trade here? You guys have to put trade in? Or
We're
you're
gonna
waiting?
order in at 24 to go short.
Alright, 24 flat to go short.
Yeah, we'll go a little higher than normal.
I'm at 23 and a half.
Yeah, I like that.
It's okay if you don't. You don't have to lie to me.
No, I like it.
We're not.
If I was planning on losing, just kidding, man. Just kidding. No, but seriously, I will definitely move it. I feel so bad. I texted Doug yesterday. We're texting and he's like, sorry man, I feel like all I do is work. But it's because I was like, it's because all you do is work. That's why I feel like that. Oh, little guy. He has 2 puppies. 8 acres. He has to cut the grass and clean the pool.
You ought to just move up there and become Doug's caretaker.
That's what I
I
said.
want
Yeah.
it.
Just be the
Yeah.
caretaker.
Oh my god.
The dogs would probably die. The grass would grow around the house.
I would do great. I cut the grass, so I'm good there. And I take care of the pool. That's easy to do with the new technology that I encourage them to get. And the dogs, I'm good with the dogs, and they just have to be more verbal because I told you about my dog, right? When I first got my dog, who's been fully trained and is amazing, he's like waking me up in the morning, and like it's like when I say the morning, it's like 8:30. I should probably already been up.
Midday, yeah.
And he's like letting me know he needed to use the restroom, but I had no idea that's what he was letting me know. I thought he just wanted to go outside and play. So I'm like, oh, well, we'll go later and play, buddy. And he's like doing flips by the door, hugging the door. Everything he could do to let me know he needed to go. And I didn't go. And then like an hour later, I was like, all right, fine, we'll go outside. And I'll put the leash. He never pulls, but you can tell he really wanted to go. We went outside right away. He went to the restroom. I was like, oh, you need to use the restroom, buddy? You got to let me know next time. And then I realized he was letting me know. Yeah.
It works.
They need to like say something out loud or something, you know? But so yeah, but now I know when they need to use the restroom. Little guy, that was funny. But yeah, it's still so funny about Doug. Like I laugh so much. It's like, why would you do this to yourself?
It'll be worth it once they both get older. It's better than getting a puppy than waiting and getting a puppy.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Go ahead and get the maximum amount of punishment out of the way.
Yeah, you're right. Still funny, but yeah.
No, it would be terrible.
Yeah. And he gets like really, the dog is like always cold, no matter like what temperature it is. So like I'm outside with one of the puppies, and I'm wearing shorts and like an undershirt and just hanging out with flip flops outside. He comes out like it's like Alaska. He's all covered up and everything. He's like, dude, it's too cold out here to walk the dogs. I'm like, I got it, man. I can take care of them. We just go inside.
Oh, man, you need to ask Doug for a job.
Yeah, I probably need to. The Doug. He's funny. Oh, right.
Caroline's still out of the country?
She is, yeah. She was visiting Bolivia.
Olivia?
Bolivia, yeah.
Mm.
I am not a fan of Bolivia. Great people, though. Great people. I talked to my brother for like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually an hour and 1 minute.
Mm.
Probably the longest I've ever talked.
That's cool.
She's still in Albania?
Yeah, and he was so stressed. He was like, his wife wants another kid. The whole time he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, it'll be great. Just have another kid. I was like, Preston needs a brother. And I was like trying to be cool about it. I was like, everyone needs a brother. And he's like, no, he does not need a brother. He doesn't need anything else. It's too much work.
Doesn't he have like a full-time caretaker for the child?
They do have a full-time nanny, yes. That'll be accurate. But he just feels like because he has a kid, he can't freely travel as much.
I think if your brother and his wife we could do that trading places like they used to do in the 90s. They could come do a week at my house. I could do a week with them, and they'd go back and be like, we can have as many kids as we want. Like, this is easy. We can do it. I'm not even worried about it anymore.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think probably the biggest thing, what I've gathered, is he likes to travel a lot, and he likes to go alone, and then he doesn't mind going with his wife. But I guess he either feels guilty that he doesn't go with his son, or we make him feel guilty because I'm like, you should take the little guy with you. And well, it's just he's too young. So I'm like, okay, all right. So I don't know. It's probably more of that.
Yeah, see, I'm weird. Like when I travel, the whole time I'm traveling, I'm like, man, I wish Scarlett was here with me. Like she'd love this. She could see this. She could see that.
Right. Yeah.
If I could get her to sit on the plane for a long time, that's the only thing I worry about. It's just about 4 hours in, she'd be making everyone miserable. They'd probably tranquilize her.
Right. That's funny.
Turn her along. But no, I'd love to take her to China with me. They built
cool.
Disneyland over there, and it's just really cool compared to the U.S.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If I ever become a dad, my kids will have to go travel everywhere with me. And then I spent a couple months with BK training to be in the Olympics.
There you go.
Uncle BK.
Oh, yeah.
I used to spend
So BK, now that I don't know what it's doing on the ES, but say on the micro here, 10:05 and 10:10, It hasn't touched the resistance, but it's one tick off the resistance. Both of those candles double topped. Would you move your trade up a little bit more? Because if it breaks through there, it's going to have a little bit of momentum to break through, and it'll go past it a good ways. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, anytime there's a double top, I move mine up. Yeah, I mean, just for the fact that, yeah, it's going to have to push through that, especially with the previous high as well. I'd probably, that's the reason I went up to 324, to be honest. So, with that concept, it's going to have momentum to push a little bit higher to break through those. So, just to be on the safe side, I'll let it push a little bit higher up with its momentum and then catch it on the downside. So,
yeah. Kind of what I was thinking, but just wanted to at least talk about trading a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, nothing really is happening after the open there, really.
Well, yesterday was a holiday.
Yeah, it was.
I got one of those silicone wedding rings.
Uh-huh.
I'm in love with it.
You do.
Do you? Okay, yeah, my brother wears that all the time. I don't think he's ever worn the other ring.
I don't know if I'll ever put it back on.
Yeah.
It's in my truck, but it's this thing is great, man. You forget it's even on.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have different colors or like just one, like?
Yeah, no, a company reached out to me, want me to quote them some overseas pricing, and they sent me like 10 of them. But I gave them, the good person I am, I gave them all out in the office. So I only have one, I just have a black one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I have a really big finger too, so there was only a couple that would fit me. It's like black and then blue tie-dyed looking thing. I mean, really, it looked cool, but I don't know if I could look at it every day.
Right.
It's kind of like a yellow car.
Yeah.
Alright.
So Paul says he's at 23.25, 23 and a quarter waiting. Cool, Paul. Cool.
That's where I was at Paul, but I moved mine up a little bit after what BK and I talked about. But if you stay there, it'll be really interesting to kind of see. You may get picked up and we not get touched, or
Exactly. Yep.
whatnot. We could kind of run some analytics on that.
All right. Paul said he moved this up to 23.75.
That's right. Christian Tim Tebow ties the knot after staying celibate until marriage. He says it was 100% worth the wait. Well, you know Tim.
He did marry
She is beautiful.
she is a world, what is it, Miss Universe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
She's very pretty.
Yeah, very,
Very pretty. I always liked Tim.
Yeah.
Timmy? Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just impressive. I mean, he's 32 years old. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Most people, I would say it was BS, but I truly believe it.
Yeah. I like this movie here, guys. This is what we call the Japanese dive.
The Japanese dive.
Yeah, that's an old. Yeah. It's only used internally here at Soda Trading.
Okay.
So I was at the store there, and I was having a conversation. Somebody asked me what I did for a living, and I paused. And I'm like, I'm a day trader. Oh, what is that? Just too much to go into right now. I like to move some numbers around. That's all I said.
My father-in-law was quizzing me real hard about it the other night.
Your father-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did he know anything about it, or like?
Yeah, he knew a lot more than I thought he would.
Yeah, it's a myth to most people. They don't believe it can be done.
Yeah, he was definitely like, sure. So how much money you put into this?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to like quit your job, are you? You just married my daughter now. I think you made poor decisions.
You should have
Order
asked.
canceled.
You should have asked him for a loan. Like, hey, if I can get like 10 up front, I can like.
I'm the kind of person that will stay just still cold silent until like one day I'm like, hey, I just paid off all your property. Just thank you for everything you've always done for me. I appreciate it.
That's awesome, yeah.
I removed my trade from the upside at this point with that move down.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we just call it the Japanese dive?
Is that what
Trying to coin that.
Japanese dive?
Yeah.
If you want to, you can call it whatever you like.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Trying to get something going here.
Yeah, I don't know how he knew about it. It was really creepy. He just was like, so you dated a little bit? I was like, yeah. He's like, futures market? I was like, well, yeah. He was special forces, so it makes me wonder if he has a computer tapped or something.
Yeah. He is a ninja trader, right? I am. Yeah.
He did actually say a couple of things positive. He was like, I had a couple buddies of mine that they taught themselves like in a year, maybe 2 years, and they've been pretty successful with it. I tried, but I couldn't ever figure it out. My brain just doesn't work like that. I was like, okay.
There's a lot of truth to that, People are wired differently. Some people just cannot pick it up. And then, so that's usually the people you get that's out there that said it can't be done, They can't get it. But it's just what it is, It's some people just aren't wired this way and it's more difficult. But the thing about trading, there's so many different ways to trade. I think there's a way to trade for anybody's brain. It's just them having to find it, and what works for them. But yeah,
so I have a question regarding that. So you said that, or mentioned that there's a type of trading for I guess for your personality or your brain or whatever you guys call it. What is that? What do you mean by that?
Well, it means by some people have to day trade and scalp. Some people have to scalp because they can't control their emotions and they're very quick to do things and they don't have any kind of patience, anything like that. That's a guy that needs to learn how to scalp, Let's get in and out very quickly, often. Okay, then you got more of a swing trade method to where you're in a trade for a full day, if not a couple 3 days to a week. a couple weeks, and that's the guy that just doesn't have the time and the one that is willing to take the patience and but doesn't have all the time to sit there and watch it, or just does it's not comfortable getting in and out a lot. And then you got more of the long-term person that likes to buy or hold or sell short or whatever and hold it for a long period of time. Because it's just their personality. They don't move very quickly. They take a while to make decisions. It's just all those personality traits come into a different style of trading.
Okay, but I guess you're not saying that everyone can learn this and master this if they choose to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like you have to have some special gift,
No,
but maybe more down to a preference.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to your personality, what your
personality
personality is going to let you learn.
Okay.
Yeah, just somebody, like I said, that's slow to make decisions. They're not going to be a scalper because they'll never be able to get in and get out real quick. They're just not doing that kind of stuff. But somebody that's slow to make decisions and very low tolerant risk-wise will be a swing trader to a long-term type of trader.
So what is this that we're doing? What is that called?
Well, you're scalping here, but we're just not. We're not. We're scalping because we get in and out quickly. We just don't do it a lot.
Right.
A traditional scalper might be somebody that takes 50 trades a day.
Wow.
Because they're in and out very quickly, and they use like a minute time frame or whatever, and they're just constantly trading in and out, in and out.
Right.
We day trade, we scalp because we go for short profit targets and short stops. So we're in and out of the market pretty fast once we get in a trade, right?
Right.
So we're considered scalps. We're not looking. We don't care what the long-term trends are, and saying, well, the PE ratio of this is that, so this is going to be a long-term move. We don't care about that. We just want to say, hey, this chart right here tells us price is going to come into this zone. We're going to take our trade, and it's going to move, hopefully in our direction one point, and we're done.
Gotcha.
So that's a scalper. We just don't. We control our scalping, which most successful day traders are guys that don't overtrade, right? And
Right.
and we don't overtrade. So we take our time. We might make 2 or 3 trades a day, and then and that's to the end of it. So we're scalping, but we just do it very controlled and on a limited basis.
Yeah. So so I agree with that. That makes sense to me. But I guess my other question is, when we didn't do it too long, but sometimes I do it. We did some swing trading, right?
Right.
And I didn't see a difference emotionally on swing trading when we did some swing trading, and when I do it sometimes at night, I'll set it up for the next day. I guess what's personality-wise? Well, I don't. I guess I don't see the difference.
Well, from a swing trading standpoint, you got to be in overnight to 2 or 3 days, and you're not in control of what's going on. You got to be able to sleep through it and not sit there and panic and worry about it. Somebody that's a control freak can't do that. Somebody that their personality says they always have to be in control, always have to know what's going on every second of the day. Well, those guys can't do that. They can't put a trade on and let it go for a couple days, right? You got those kind of personalities. So somebody that's a control freak is going to be more of a scalper, or somebody that just needs to be aware of what's going on all the time. They're not going to be able to set it and forget it, so to speak. So they're not going to be a swing trader or a long-term trader. They're going to be somebody that needs to get in and get out real quick, and then whatever happened. But at least and they're going to go to bed at night with not having any positions on, because they're not going to be able to sleep through the night if they have that on. So that's a personality trait, So.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess I couldn't understand what you were saying to now. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, just the best thing is just go back to personalities. There's different personalities, but there's not. The reality is there's not 100 different type of personalities out there. There's actually very few personality types, and they all kind of fall into a category, and those categories have certain things about them that will lend itself to a trading preference, and like we just talked about, So that's all I mean. So anybody can learn this. Anyone can learn this. It's not difficult. Anybody can do this. They just might have to, it might have to be bended a little bit for their personality type.
Yeah,
So
makes
anybody
perfect
can
sense
learn
now.
trading. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes good sense. And the reason I guess I couldn't understand it at first was because I was just using my example and Mitch and I, Mitchell,
Hmm.
there, little Mitch there, that's on with us today. We're very different personality. You and I are very different in a way personality. So how can we all be different and yet be able to do this day
Right.
trading?
Yeah. Well, I think but we might be different personality, but we got a lot of the same traits. As far as when it
Right.
comes to our decision making process, we're quick to make a decision. We analyze the decision early. So we're not just flying by the seat of our pants. We've
Right.
analyzed, okay, if price comes into this area, where we're going to take this trade, and we've made ourselves comfortable with the outcome, win or lose, of that area. So we're okay to take that trade, and we know it's going to be a short trade, so we're okay with that. But
Right.
I'm not sure, because we haven't done that here. Not sure how comfortable either one of you guys are with leaving live money on overnight.
Right.
And you might be comfortable with that, and you might not. It just really depends. But as far as how we do it together, we're different personalities, but we have some of the same traits of how we see the market, how we deal with our decision making ability, and how we deal with our risk. Meaning that we're okay with taking that 1 point stop, but we're looking to make that 1 point run. We don't need to sit here and try to overtrade to get it. And
Right.
so those things, we have the same personality type when it comes to this
Yeah.
right here, and this reason it fits.
Got it.
So that's, we might not be exactly the same on everything we do, but we do have some of the same traits for sure.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
We also do enjoy to eat. We do also like eating. I would say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. Maybe not necessarily the same thing.
No, I know. Yeah, probably not. I'm a lot more picky than you are.
You are. Yeah, and you do like a lot of sweets. You do like
I do, and I have to cut all those out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been difficult.
If I liked sweets, I would have been dead already. That would be no more soda. Little something.
Would y'all ever think about a 10 off the 10-15 candle
There,
trade?
there, done that.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I thought about it, but I didn't. I'm not trending out of it just because, for me, just because of that other sun right above it. That's the reason.
Yeah.
That and the price action on this one candle is pretty stout. On the trigger candle right now, the 1030, but I'm watching it, just kind of seeing what it's going to do. It looks like it's slowing down, and it's possibly going to get a little bit of rejection out of it, but I don't.
I think it might reject at a quarter, 21 and a quarter area.
Yeah.
I think it might see a little rejection there, but I would wait. I'm gonna wait till it goes back up in our zone. I'll wait a little higher.
Yeah,
it's still sideways.
What BK is probably thinking, I know he probably likes to say this, I know he's going to say it, is, I don't like to trade in sideways market, I like to go to the extremes, and this is not the extreme, so that's why I was saying I would have to go to the higher part. And by the way, I'm not saying that in any kind of negative way, BK.
No,
It's just the way you
sound.
It's just the way you
It
sound.
sounded very loving and respectful.
Yeah, didn't it? It did, didn't it?
That's how I talk to everyone in my life. I mock them, and they usually love it.
Oh, there
BK loves when I mess with BK. Nobody messes with BK. When you're a big, what's it called?
He's
Big
a
guy.
nice guy. There's no need.
Thank you.
That's what a nice
you go.
guy.
There you go.
That's why you get picked on so much.
Me? I don't get picked on. Who picked on me?
Well, maybe it's just going over your head, bro.
Maybe it is. No, my friends are super nice. They don't pick on me. I have to pick on them.
Oh, so that makes you not super nice then.
Well, it's not my fault. My
Basically, you're describing a bully.
So
I hang out with really nice people and pick on them. That's my mojo.
That's it. Soto the bull. The bully.
No, I like to mess with BK, keep him humble.
That's it. I need to be kept humble, don't I?
No, you don't. I just like messing with anybody.
That's all good, man.
But that's right. Yeah, that's what you would say, correct?
That is what he would say.
Yeah. So that was right.
That's why I asked about this. You were correct. It was more the delivery and not the statement.
I know. I do that to your dad too, by the way. I'm like, this is what Mitch would say.
He probably just looks at you funny.
Yeah, he does. I think we just have a love for each other that he just stuck with me for some reason. But I think he likes it.
I think he does. Huh?
Yeah. I only do it to people I love. I would never do this to some stranger or someone I didn't like. That'd be too much energy wasted on people I didn't like.
I pick on a lot of people I work with, but not near as mean as you.
I'm not mean.
I'm kidding. I tell them that. I'm like, if I quit picking on you, it means I'm upset with you.
Right. Steven is super nice, but surprisingly, he picks on Doug a lot, so we pick on Doug quite a bit. And then we realize, hey, Doug's not on the line, so we're just talking about him. So we have to call him to pick on him.
All right, so we're back up.
Yep.
Getting near our area.
There it is. Yeah. Glad you didn't take the tray there.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to talk about. I figured that's a tempting zone, so I wanted to kind of call it out on the channel. I mean, it's a traditional candle to form and a hard push out of it. So I mean, that's one of those ones that'll fool you. However, I do think if price comes back, I may take a long trade out of it. To be honest with you, it didn't get respected at all. It was just they just pushed straight through it. You know.
Yeah. Do a little flip, huh?
Yeah, I may flip that one. I don't know yet. We'll just see. It depends on how high price pushes up. I mean, if it only pushes up a little bit, then I'm probably not going to do it.
Here's my concern with flipping it, is it doesn't give you a lot of room to breathe unless it really pushes through this other area right above.
That's what I mean. If the price pushes on through, then we're good. If it just stays closed, then I don't like it because there's not enough room in there.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Literally.
I guess the way I'll look at it is, if it pushes through this outwardly zone, then I'll be flipping the outwardly zone and trading out of that zone. I wouldn't think it would come down to that area, but does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
But that's just my opinion. Obviously, the market does whatever it wants to do. But DK, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you both have good points. Good conversation about it. Yeah.
I hate when people agree with both people. Take a side.
I'm not going to take a side.
I know.
That's the beauty of this. There's no one's right and no one's wrong until it's over.
Until it's over, yeah.
Then we could sit back and be like, yep, you were dead wrong.
That's right. Yeah, clearly you were wrong. Yeah, that's great.
It was a horrible mistake that she made. It was awful.
Yep.
And sometimes you get the point, even though it was probably a bad call. That's what's so confusing too, because you really have to decipher, okay, did I just make the point because it gave me enough bounce, or was that a smart trade? Because I have won some very, very marginal trades where after I win them, I'm like, okay, I'm never doing that again. That was scary.
Yeah. Especially, I think early on, you and I did a lot of
we traded out an entry zone that was
every zone. And I know I would front run a lot.
Every one of them you front run.
I did. I felt like I ran front run every trade. Yeah. Good old days.
You had when you used order flow.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was using order flow.
Because you would be front running now.
Yeah. Good old days.
Yeah, the pure days. Our innocence was.
We're just young kids of the block.
Just didn't
That
know
out.
better, did you?
We didn't know any better. Let's see here. Are you thinking anything, Mitchell?
I'm watching it. I'm sitting at 23.75. Just watching it.
Yeah, I got it traded at 26.75.
Well, I mean, I have a line up there, but where is my line? Let me see. It is 26 and a quarter, actually. But I'm on the micro, and I think it's 2 ticks off today. Because where y'all keep talking, I feel like we're a couple ticks different.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm also doing the MES. I got ES and MES running.
He's big time.
I would say this, my personality does not favor watching multiple markets at the same time.
I don't think anybody's personality favors that. You gotta be a savant.
I think, BK, don't you watch multiple markets at the same time?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So in a way, I guess I got a disability because I can't do what you do.
You're quick to throw out the D cards. I bet you were awful in college. You're professional like this guy.
I did it. Oh my god. I will never forget this. I went up to my chemistry professor and I was trying to explain to him that I didn't have enough training in high school in chemistry, which is why I may not do as well as expected. And then unfortunately he did some research on me, came back and said they would talk to me again. I was like, didn't work. Get out there.
I had a finance professor that semi came on to me one time in his office, and I was kind of struggling in the class. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have to think about it for a second.
Oh, come on.
I'm joking.
Oh my
Oh, God.
Paul made a point at 10.
But no, I mean the first part of that story was real. I was so uncomfortable. I didn't even know what to. I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna ease on out now.
Is it a male professor?
Oh yeah.
So Paul made a point at 10 candle, 22 went short, 22 flat.
Good job, Paul.
22 flat.
22 flat. Paul has no sense of fear. That's what we call Paul.
Good job, Paulie.
Good, Paulie. All right. BK, you still in this trade over here? Looking to go short?
Yeah, as of right now, I have no reason not to. I'm at 24. I'm looking short, possibly.
Okay. All right. I'm just asking, man. I'm not telling you you're wrong.
I'm not worried about that either, so I'm just letting you know.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay.
letting you know that, hey, I'm still in the trade.
Yeah, I was just asking, man. I think you were going to fight with me about it. I was just ready to check it.
He's pretty good with telling us. He always calls.
You know.
You're the one that sandbags.
What? I'm just reading your 2 Corinthians. No, I'm going to get attacked.
Shoot.
I see what you're saying. No, I just get so focused that I'm getting.
Is that what it is?
Is that it? Yeah.
I promise that's what it is. Like we're not going to trade at 26.75.
Well, there's no need to be focused on that because it's going to be a minute before it gets out there.
See, that's where you guys miss trade, bro. You got to be 10 miles ahead of the game, bro.
I mean, I have a line out there. I'm waiting for it, but in the last, we're looking at 1 hour, it hasn't moved at all. The market, it's just gone up and down, but stayed level.
Yep.
So, not looking for it to race up there.
Right. It only takes one candle to get up there.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I'm going to move a little higher again because it's triple top now.
Yeah.
Well, not triple top, but I mean, it's hit that area, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's called triple top, right? It doesn't have to be consecutive, right?
Oh, it doesn't have to be consecutive?
Nope, it does not.
No. So you got it right, buddy.
I'm not up on the lingo.
Yeah. That's why I'm moving towards the Japanese lingo. So we can all get in the same boat.
What is that called in Japanese?
Well, it's actually
He's gonna
not.
make it up. He's gonna
I
make it
know. I want to see how quick it can be read.
It's called the Chang-Hu.
What?
Chang-Hu.
You can't even talk with confidence about that, man.
I'm not as smooth as Mitchell is coming up with amazing stories. That was awesome about the skate park.
You put me in a fight or flight moment, and I can tiptoe through a minefield, trust me.
The skate park story was awesome. Yeah, gosh, the sponsors don't let me freaking skate anymore like I used to.
Yeah.
I would have lost it, by the way.
All you gotta do is just say it, and then when you go to when you start cracking up, because you realize you're lying, just give a little half smile, show a dimple, and it works.
Good old days.
Until the day that you actually do have to show them that you can skate.
Right. They take out a bunch of money. It's like, go ahead, man. Do half the fight. No, that's not enough. It's like $1 million. I'm good.
I just don't like the rocker on that pipe. I'm just worried about it. I just don't think they did it right. Who built this? Who built this?
When was the last time they fixed that? My brother actually got sponsored by Columbia, and so I had all this Columbia stuff. I don't even really like Columbia, but that was all free stuff, so I was for it.
Yeah, I have no qualms with Columbia if it's free.
Yeah, if it's free, it's good.
My wife, obviously is obsessed with the Lululemon workout stuff, but when I go to China, I get all it's Lululemon, but it's not Lululemon. However, she has no idea that it's not, so it's great. It just makes me realize how much that it's just the brand and not necessarily she'll tell you that it's the quality of the fabric and the stitching and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I bought this all at an underground mall in China.
Right.
I assure you, it's not authentic.
Yeah, that's funny. LJ said that she went 23 to go short, but did not get picked up.
All right.
Even.
But did not get picked up.
Yeah, did not get picked up yet. All right.
It kissed her, but it did not stay with her very long.
That's right. Yeah, I don't. I'm not big on wearing brand name stuff. Like, I don't want to wear like a 40-inch logo on my shirt of whatever brand, unless I'm getting paid to do it. I don't understand that. Unless the actual shirt's amazing and you enjoy it or whatever, but I don't understand people that do it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing of the past. Not a lot of people do that anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I'm an old.
Like early 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people did that in 2000. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The polos that were.
Yeah, I don't know why Polo did that.
I had one.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a rite of passage.
Right off the bat.
Now I just don't wear anything.
Yeah.
Clearly, because I have on a pair of jeans that looks like my wife painted them on me this morning.
There we go. How'd you tell BK that? I don't think you told BK what happened.
She has gone and bought me a whole set of skinny jeans. Like, that's all I have. Oh yeah, all I have now is some very, very skinny jeans because I have small legs, which I do. And she's been trying to get me in the skinny jeans for a while. When I was out of town in Indianapolis, my closet kind of depleted and was replaced with very tight pants. Even my work slacks are, tight. Borderline, I'm going to have to start going commando or something because you can see my boxer line in them. They're tight.
Oh. And she likes that?
Oh, yeah, she loves it.
Tell them the main reason why you had to do that.
What do you mean?
About the, because when you were wearing your regular pants.
Yeah, she said it looked like I was walking and the pant legs weren't moving.
All right.
So she told me. Which at that point, now I'm self-conscious. So I'm like, bring on the skinny jeans. I don't want to look like that.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
All right. LJ has a question. Guys, what do you think about the 1025 candle?
I like it, LJ. But again, it's still in that sideways market. So, I mean, it's going to be a higher risk. You could definitely, it constitutes as a zone, but if you go by our method, like to the T, which would say it needs to make a new high or a new low, it has not made that. It's going to need to break the 925 candle or the something another. It's too far back, but it's going to need to go higher than, say, 24, lower than 13.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100.
So you definitely can make a trade. It's probably going to reject, or you're going to get a full point of rejection. That's just kind of where it's a little unclear. But it is a zone. I mean, you can use it. But I would say it's a 60 to 70%.
Yeah.
Not a full board. That's 100% zone. Let's trade it. You know, you don't have to watch volume like crazy going in there.
Yeah.
And it's what?
Like Mitchell was saying, I mean, technically it's a zone. So technically, but remember, we started at the very beginning saying not every zone's created equal, right? So, and this is one of those right here. I mean, it's a zone. It's a hidden zone. But it would be a much higher risk trade out of this zone for sure. So,
yeah.
Good job, Mitchell.
Not saying that it won't work. It's just saying that understand it's a higher risk trade. So.
Don't get mad at us if you don't take the trade because it could respect it 100%.
Absolutely, it can work out perfectly.
Right, but it's not one that you look at and say, hey, if it gets in there, I'm making a trade. Like I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you just need to watch.
Yeah, just look at it. I mean, just like anything else, you got that zone. That zone stands alone by itself. If you look at it in price action, that zone right there at 1025, even though it's a zone, it stands by itself. So I would rather stand where there's more support. So if I go down below that, just a little bit, look to the left of that, look all the sideways price action just to the left of that zone right there. Okay, so there's a lot more support right in that area with the zone here at 920 that I feel like I can get a better bounce out of, a little more high probability, a little safer bounce because there's just naturally a lot more support and price action there. So for me, this is a much safer trade to let price kind of get down to that 920 area and that price action around there versus the 1025 because it stands by itself, and so for me, I'd rather bounce against a wall than kind of that one step that's sitting out there by itself with no support around it. Okay, so visually, that's the way I look at it, and that's kind of how I would see. Just from a visual standpoint, I could say, could you look to the left and see all the sideways price action from 7 o'clock this morning all the way over to where price took off at 925? You could say, okay, that's a wall right there. Right, so our price is going to come down to that wall and at least sit there or bounce out of it briefly, So I would wait for price to get down to there because I have so much more support structure than I do at 925. I think 925 price will come in and give you some hesitation. I do believe that's going to take place there because of that 1025 candle. I think you can get the hesitation, but I just don't think you're going to get the big bounce out of that. So I'd rather come down, let price get down a little deeper to where I can look for that bounce.
Yep. Very
I have a
good.
better support
Yeah.
structure there than I do at 925.
Yep.
So, or 1025, excuse me.
Yeah.
So
And
that's the
that's a
reason.
that's a great explanation, by the way. That's
Yeah, well, thank you. But that's what I'm saying. It's a zone for sure. But like we said, remember, all zones aren't created equal, right? So, and that's all I mean by that. There's just a higher probability zone where price will bounce out of versus others, and that's just one of those I think it's going to be. But again,
yeah.
we could be wrong. I mean, got to understand that we could be wrong, and that's just where the risk of trading comes in. Nothing's guaranteed, right? So you just have to, everything's a risk. So you just have to be willing to accept the risk if you would decide to go in a little earlier. Just like you have to accept the risk if you wait for price to get down to this 920 zone. You still have to accept the risk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel a little bit more comfortable down in that 920 zone because of all the support that goes along with it. That's the only reason. So,
It
Yep.
hurts to miss one. I'm not going to deny that, but it hurts a lot less to miss one than lose one.
absolutely right. 100% correct. Yeah. Because you're going to miss
Because
them
I
all.
hate
I mean,
when,
you're going to miss
yeah,
them
I hate
every
when I
day.
miss them, but it's like, well, could have lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd rather
But if you
miss than
missed
lose.
it, if you missed it for the right reasons, I think that's okay. You know, just
Like this candle coming down into it right now, if volume stays pretty reasonable, I mean, it looks good. It's coming straight to it, you know. Didn't wick itself up top. If it were to push on down, another 5, 6 ticks, but volume stays somewhat low, that would be one of those moments where you're like, gosh, that looks like a good trade, but it's just all what you want to take.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you win in that area, I think you will have to go between 18 and 18 and a quarter. That would probably be the best area to trade out of. But going back to what BK said, if you look at the history, that's a free fall. That could easily go down to the zone there at 920. If you wanted it to take an earlier trade, probably the better trade. Not saying that I would take it, but compared to those two, is the 1050 candle to go short because there's a lot more resistance there than there is support down at the 1025 candle. But BKG asked, okay, it makes sense. Can you tell me? Can you tell more? Can you tell more about 2T? Are you talking about high or low? High or low?
Oh, I don't understand that question. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes sense. Can you tell more about 2T? Are you talking about high low? 2T, or are you talking about high low? I don't know. I'm not sure I understand that.
Yeah.
Do you understand what she's saying there?
I do not.
Explain what you're saying about the 2T. Are you talking about high or low? I'm not sure. LJ, restructure the question for me, please, because I'm not sure what you're asking.
No, Mitchell.
Get front running micro.
Mitch, this was a beautiful trade right here. You guys missed it.
Sort of.
It front. It did not even go into the zone, and I would have never front run that.
Oh, how can you not? Look at that support there from the bottom of the 1005 candle.
Yeah, Mr. Hindsight.
I know. I'm kidding. I was joking. Okay. See, you can have a little.
I went out on a limb. I answered a question professionally, and I did not want you to make fun of my decision.
That was
I answered LJ's question.
Yeah. None of us would trade there.
I gave her good advice.
You did. That was great.
This is what I did.
You gave her great educational advice. Yeah.
I gave her the advice a doctor would give a patient that ate too many sweets.
What advice would that be? Not eat more sweets?
Well, it's not good for you, but you can do it.
You can do it.
I'm not telling you no.
I still have nightmares about how your dad can eat record numbers of sweets in very short time.
It's sickening, man. It really is.
I don't know how he does it. He almost got so mad at me because I was eating something and I was like, dude, I can't eat this. Let's split it because I don't want to waste it and I know I can't eat it. And he's like, you can finish that. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, no, you can finish it. I've seen you eat.
I've heard
You
that
can
my
finish
whole
it.
life.
Yeah, I was like, no, you don't understand. I can eat like 20 steaks. I can't eat this full. I don't even know what they call honey buns. You know.
Yeah,
I
God
can,
bless my mother because she took up for me so much growing up.
uh,
Have like a big piece of cake or something, and I'd be like, I don't like the icing and all this. Dad would just start railing on me. Mom would be like, leave him alone. Just because he doesn't mainline sugar doesn't make him odd.
yeah. Okay. El just said Mitchell mentioned about 1025 candle.
Okay.
I'm guessing he said it is possible, but it is high risk.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she may be referring to why breaking the high of low, getting outside of a sideways market. I think that's probably what she's talking about. When are you outside of a high sideways market? Because you said the high and low, so I'm guessing that's what it is. She's referring to.
Yeah, I mean, that just comes with, you kind of look back at, you know, just zoom your screen out and note. I mean, you can see it once you're zoomed out. I don't know how much you're zoomed in, but once you zoom out, I mean, you can see that the low is on the micro. And I don't know if you may be in the ES, it may be a tick or two off, but my low in my mind is 13 and a quarter in the micro. So I wanted to go through that, and I'm going to consider that a new low. My high is 23 and a quarter. So I wanted to go above that before I start making new zones. So it's not that I won't trade within that area, but I'm trading on zones that have already been established previous. For me to make a new like solid zone, I want price to get out of one of those areas, and then I'll create a new really good solid zone if the candles create it. But until then, all the candles made in between those two are more just reassurance on a previous zone. So if it makes a good zone, I'm going to look to the left and I'm going to say, well, that overlays with these, and these. So I think that's going to be a really strong area. And that's what BK was saying about that 1025 zone that you had called out. Yes, it's a pretty zone. It looks good, but it doesn't have any previous zones that are overlaying, and it's made within sideways market. So it's not as strong as a zone made outside of the parameters.
Yeah.
I may have just confused you further. I don't know.
No, it's good
So-
explanation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very
Sounded good in my head.
Yeah. Just look on this just a quick visual. Just look at the 935 candle. Look at that big candle right at 935. Tell me ever since that created, tell me when we broke out of that out of that. All we've done inside these are all inside bars based on the one candle at 935. So that's how you know you're going sideways from a visual standpoint. We haven't even gotten outside of that yet, either side of it. So we're definitely going just nothing but sideways here. So we don't want to trade until we get to the extremes of that candle at this point in time. So yeah, Mitchell, you did a good job explaining that. I think.
Very good, Mitchell. And not that, yeah, and it's clear, but yeah, not that you can't make points because Paul made a couple points, but they're higher risk trades.
Yeah.
And if you're okay with that, then that's all you.
Yeah, if you're taking one trade, let's put it this way. If you're doing our method and you're taking one trade of the day, do not take a trade out of that area.
Yep.
If you're laying it all on the line for a one trade, then let it be a perfect trade.
Do
And
the Tim Tebow.
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely right.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
If you're just gunslinging and you're planning to make 15, 20 trades a day and you're okay with losing, 20, 30% of them, then you can make some points and lose some points all in this area. But if you're waiting for that perfect one, I would not make a trade until it breaks those little areas. Or you come into a zone like we have going from 1575 to 1450. Now that is a good little area, even though it's within the sideways market. It's really, really strong because it's just candle after candle after candle, like BK was saying. It's created a wall. So we know there's a lot of support right there. And if you have order flow, if you're able to look at that, there's 3 candles, the VPOCs all line up. So if I was to take that trade, I'm going to try to go into that area because that is like the peak of the support in that little zone.
Hey Soto, send me your picture, man, of the trade for the day since we're about to shut this down. I got an appointment I gotta get to, so.
Yep.
Send me.
Should be in your mailbox now.
It's not.
It should be right. Like I said now, so you might have to refresh.
I just refreshed and it's still not there. Huh?
Well, it's there.
Well, it's not there. Obviously, I'm looking right at it.
So, refresh again.
Send it to me, man. How about that?
I just did. Like 10 seconds ago.
Now it's there. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. See, there we go.
Well, it just showed up right now. I think you just sent it while we were talking.
Yeah, once he said send it to me, I pressed send.
But you said it should already be there. Check it out.
It does. It takes like a couple seconds.
You forget he's scalping Wi-Fi off
I guess so.
off the neighbor, so it's a little slower.
I don't have neighbors where I can do that.
Well, cool. Guys, we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down here, but we're going to go ahead and update everything here. So hold on a second. Let me get the spreadsheet in. Alright, guys. So here we go. We got Soto's the first trade of the day. We're trading Mitchell or Soto's trade. And we've got Soto's picture here where you can see he entered the position here with the yellow arrow. Right, and he was up 1 point. He got his rest of his contracts went into 1 tick of profit there, so that shows he's made his first point. He's got a trail running right here, so nice job there, Soto.
Thank you.
He kind of explains it here a little bit more. Over here, the blue circle there is where he's drawn the candle from, the zone from. He explains his yellow arrow is his entry. Blue arrow is the first point made on this blue arrow here. Second entry or second blue arrow is just his trail and stop. So nice job. Proof that it was taken. So good job there.
Yep. And the blue, just so you know, the blue highlighted area, that's the hourly zone, and the yellow is 5 minutes. And so right now the chart you're looking at is based on the hourly, and the candle that's highlighted is hourly. That's why it's on blue. But the yellow is the 5 minute candle within the hourly, and that's where I took the trade out of, took 1 tick of heat.
Nice. Good job. All right, so there's the update on the spreadsheet. For 121, we traded 3 contracts. 1 point was made. So no points lost. So $134.40 made this morning. So account's now up to $3,414. So we're going to continue to grow that and track our wins and our losses there. So nice job there, guys.
Good deal.
All right, I kind of move out of that. All right. Well, if nobody's got anything, I guess we'll go ahead and shut her down. Good job today, guys. Good conversation about trading today. So that was nice.
Awesome.
So everybody got some education out of that. So that was good.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, guys.
Good luck with your appointment, whatever it may be.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So Paul, LJ, nice job today as well. Soto, Mitchell. And I guess we'll do it again tomorrow, right?
Yep. Sounds
All right.
good.
Yep. See you
All right,
tomorrow.
guys. Have a great day. See you. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
You've been listening and watching the Titan Futures 1 Point a Day Challenge. Live stream. Remember, we're live daily, 9 to 11. And BK, Soto, and Mitchell are here to help. The Titan Futures 1 Day Point a Day Challenge, where anyone can learn how to day trade the futures market. Till next time.